speaking at the breakfast meeting organized by Ghana Journalists Association was European Union Ambassador to Ghana, Mr. Irchad Razaaly, in a statement said that EU has prepared to set a program to reinforce the investigative journalism in Ghana with allowance scheme for capacity building to re-establish professional activities of the vulnerabilities of African economies.
On one side, the investigative journalism. So this is a specific program targeted to Ghana. I would like you to bear with me. I don't remember the specifics, but we can come back to you on that. And there is another scheme as well, which is not focused specifically for journalism, but in terms of capacity building, in terms of professional activities. When it comes to the vulnerability of the African economies, there again, it's not for me to tell, but I think we agree very much that there is lessons to draw about what we call international supply chain. In terms of security, we don't have specific scheme to ensure security for journalists, but as I just said, we have scheme to support the institutions and the relevant bodies to perform their mandate in order to have the rule of law prevailing. As you know, the EU has been heavily committed in terms of development, humanitarian and security in the Sahel countries. And as there could be some threat of spillover to Ghana and the other countries in the region, there again we are making available expertise, financial support, experiences with the Ghanaian government in order to prevent potential spillover. And we are currently working already to support the capacities of the army in terms of intelligence, the capacity of police in terms of counterterrorism. As well, we are currently working together with local authorities in the northern provinces and the NCCE and the National Peace Committee as well, in order to deter, prevent, and address local sources of tension, because these sources of tensions, as we have seen in Sahel, are the ones that can be exploited by the armed group in order to set foot in those regions and conduct terrorist activities. So the answer is yes, we are very much working with the government and the relevant bodies in order to prevent this development coming.
Also speaking at the event was Ghana Journalists Association President Mr. Alhassan said collective media bodies all around the world have a responsibility call to help in stopping the blood flow in order not to affect the world economic and social well-being. According to GJA President, he urged Ghana journalists to sharpen their skills in solution-oriented and also to practice conflict-sensitive journalism will do a lot of good to the media fraternity in Ghana.
The promotion of sustainable development. Peace and security of the world. It is trite knowledge that the peace and security architecture of the world is bleeding profusely from what is happening in Ukraine. In this globalized world, we have a responsibility, all of us, to help stanch the blood flow. Otherwise, our economies, our social well-being will be in tatters or in shambles as we are experiencing in certain parts of the world. So this situation underlines the need for journalists to sharpen their skills in solutions-oriented and conflict-sensitive journalism. I believe this will be our contribution to fix the challenges which have assailed our world of today.
Also speaking at the meeting was the chairman and the director general of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Prof.Amin Alhassan. In a statement said that state-owned media is more sanitized than the private media, and also employees of the state-owned media are better paid than the private-owned media, which calls for attention in order to create a secure environment to render good services as a way to eradicate bad practices of journalism in Ghana.
Is more sanitized than the private media. We are beginning to hear the fact that standards in state-owned media are higher. And I think what is also critical about the fact that employees of state-owned media are better paid than the private media. And it's time we talk about the salary or working conditions of journalists who work in the private media. They are simply poorly paid. They don't have job security. And I think these are matters that, as journalists, when we come together, we should put on the table and talk about it. We can't just be talking about the conditions, the working conditions of other workers. When our own selves, our own colleagues in the private media don't even have job security, they are poorly paid, and you expect them to do good journalism? No. They will definitely have problems when it comes to the quality of journalism that they put out. Not because they are very bad journalists, but because the economic conditions under which they work define the output and the quality of the journalism they bring out to us. So I've always said this: a poorly paid journalist is a threat to national security. And I'll repeat it here today, that we should be aware as a country that we should begin to look into the structure of ownership of media in this country. The very partisan nature of the private media is not necessarily bad, but the dominance of partisan media in our media ecosystem is not healthy for our democracy. There should always be partisan media, but when it becomes the order, the mainstay, the dominant system in the media ecosystem, then it is bad for our democracy. We should be looking to see how very professionally built media systems dominate, together with the public service-oriented ones like GBC, the Ghanaian Times, and the Daily Graphic. This is what we need in this country, and we keep talking about it. How can we ensure that media ownership in this country is sanitized?
It's simple as that. What the microphone man journalist say when you juma? The FM so or kasa obianti, and it's man 400 cedis a month salary. Actually, say obi din proper studio na catch say on can no 1,000. Obeji no beka. Because 1,000 now in 2 months or 3 months salary. It's a threat to our democracy. But the harm say in Toronto by every year you answer that everybody say okay, let's stop the situation, but it will be too late. So yes, it's true. A poorly paid journalist is a threat to our national security. There's no doubt about that. A well-paid journalist, he knows that he has a job to protect. So with this kind of matter on country, because I need to protect my job. So that is why, much as our constitution and laws protect the media, we also have to ensure that the media is protected from itself. Not just from outside, but from within. And you protect the media from within by ensuring that the journalist is well paid, he's well trained, and he has a sense of protecting his own job, and he'll be a decent journalist, even if nobody's watching.